This week on Wake Up Whitewater,
we'll look at the behind the scenes of our UWW-TV production sports update, and we get to learn more about Gray Media by bringing them into our studio today.
All this and more on Wake Up Whitewater.
Broadcasting from Conover Studio at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, this is Wake Up Whitewater.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Whitewater. I'm Kayla C. alongside Alex Lindblom and Justice Brazelton. There's been a lot of buzz in the film industry. Alex, I know that you know about that.
Yeah, there was, Paramount was going to merge with Warner Brothers and Discovery, but that whole thing was actually, there's this huge letter that came out that was signed by 1,000+ actors, directors, producers in the whole film industry that were basically so against the idea, the fact that there's pretty much big 5 film industries as of now, and this would turn it into 4, so that completely kills like creativity and like jobs for like actors out there. It's a pretty big deal, and a lot of people are pretty upset about it.
Yeah, and I know that there was a legal battle between Paramount and Warner Brothers. I know specifically over South Park, as you guys know, I'm a big fan. So now that they're deciding to merge instead of fighting, it really does add a big ripple through this. There's also been a lot of sports news going on.
Yes, there has been. Wisconsin Badger hockey fans had a little bit of a high in the beginning of, the women's won a few weeks ago, but unfortunately, men's hockey came up a little short. Runner-up took second place against Denver, which was pretty upsetting. But they had a great season. I went to a few games, but yeah, other than that.
Yeah, another big one is Doc Rivers for the Milwaukee Bucks. Big news about him resigning from being the Bucks head coach, which I know is a pretty big deal. I know a lot of people not very big fans of the guy. I myself, I've seen some struggle here and there the past few seasons, and I'm sure it's about that time that they look for other people to fill the position.
In other news, the Artemis II space mission went well. 4 astronauts left on April 1st and landed on April 10th. And this is the first time that astronauts have orbited around the moon since 1972. So this is a big deal of kind of trying to land astronauts on the moon again and potentially getting them to Mars in the future. The news never stops, and neither do we. Up next is our UWW-TV news update, and Peyton Waltz takes us behind the scenes of the health resources provided to students here at UW-Whitewater. We'll be right back with more after this break.
Love to show you what it's like to be a war hawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a war hawk.
At UW-Whitewater.
You belong here!
She's always had it. Pure ambition. An unbridled self-confidence that most people only dream of. You see it driving her, empowering her, and in time, you see it fueling her future. Perhaps even helping her blaze a new trail. All she needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities. Unlimited opportunity.
I'm Alexandra George, and this is your UWW-TV News Update. Last week, the UW Board of Regents made the decision to fire Universities of Wisconsin System President Jay Rothman. Reports started when Rothman wrote a letter to Board of Regents President Amy Bogast saying he didn't understand why he was being told to step aside or face termination. According to Channel 3000, two UW Board of Regents members testified before a Senate committee to explain the unanimous vote to fire Rothman. Senators have expressed frustration with the lack of transparency and explanation behind the historic decision. Bogast said the regents are limited in what they can say because of a confidentiality agreement with Rothman. The regents emphasized that their decision was focused on the university system's future needs. This is a developing story and will be updated as it continues. A statewide tornado drill is planned for Thursday, April 16th at 1:45 in the afternoon. UW-Whitewater will activate its emergency communication warning system as part of the test for both the Whitewater and Rock County campuses. While students are not required to participate in the drill, the UW Police Department is asking everyone to locate the designated shelters in campus buildings. Tornado shelters are marked with signs and can also be located on the building evacuation maps posted on each floor of university buildings. The City of Whitewater and Rock County will also be doing a second test of the outdoor emergency sirens at 6:45 in the evening on the same day. And we'll have more news on UWW-TV right after this.
All right, who's next?
The next candidate is Willie Warhawk.
Okay, Willie, let me help you get set up here.
All right, you can tell Willie to start reading whenever he's ready. That's great. Cut.
Great job, Willie. Thank you for coming in today. We'll be in touch. Next!
The Chancellor's Warhawk Ambassador Program is looking for students for the 2026-2027 academic year. A total of 9 ambassadors who have been enrolled at UW-Whitewater and Rock County campuses for at least 2 semesters and who hold a minimum GPA of 2.75 are needed for this honor. Students selected for this program will be eligible to receive the Chancellor's Warhawk Ambassador Scholarship of $1,000 for the academic year. An informational social will take place on Wednesday, April 22nd from 4 to 5:30 in the afternoon in the Down Under, located in the University Center. Finally, if you are a graduating student who has earned a job, gotten accepted into a graduate school, or started a business before walking the stage, you are eligible to participate in the Hired Before Graduation campaign. The social media campaign is both a campus tradition and a reflection of student success at UW-Whitewater. To see the details and view last semester's photos, visit uww.edu/hired. For more news and other updates, tune in to uwwtv.org. I'm Alexandra George, and this has been your news update on UWW-TV.
University of Wisconsin-Whitewater students have access to a wide range of health resources right here on campus, and Peyton Walls says it makes a real difference in campus life. Here is more on the story.
UHCS stands for University Health and Counseling Services. For many students, college brings independence, but also brings new responsibilities, including managing their own health care.
I think it's totally understandable that it's intimidating to, make that appointment or even call.
The first step of reaching out to help can feel like the hardest, but UHCS is here to make it easier, offering quality care and support.
My passion lies in giving quality care. I think at the end of the day, I'm always and will be a nurse. I enjoy being at the bedside. I enjoy educating. I enjoy knowing what's going on and how people succeed.
Providers say their role goes beyond treatment. It's about education, connecting, and helping students navigate something new.
know that nothing you say or any question you ask, you won't be judged for it. We're here to help you. Our job is to help you figure things out, and we just want you to feel comfortable.
Creating a judgment-free environment is key, especially for students still learning how to advocate for themselves. The UHCS also makes scheduling care simple and accessible.
If you have a question, you have a consultation that you're just not quite sure about, like you can easily make an appointment with a provider via phone, WebEx, or in person.
Getting answers is easier than ever, with flexible options designed to meet students where they are.
We have a very cohesive team. It's pretty well stacked in terms of staffing, and you don't always get that actually even on an outside clinic.
Cost is another common concern for students. But visits come with no copay, encouraging students to seek care even when they're unsure of where to start. Some services carry minimal fees, and additional programs help remove those financial barriers.
So if they don't have health insurance, they can attempt to apply for Badger Health Care. And then family planning only services is for anybody, but it gives people, especially women, free women's annual exam, free birth control, free HPV vaccine for anybody, and then free STI testing and treatment if needed for anybody.
Many providers say that working in a college setting is a unique and rewarding experience, assuring that students who seek services here at Ambrose will be greeted and well cared for.
I was very excited about the opportunity to work with students. This population is very unique and they need quality health care. I think listening to students when they come in and just reassuring them that we are here to help them to provide quality care and giving them the necessary tools that they need to feel better.
At the heart of all of it is a simple mission: to listen, support, and to give students the tools they need to take control of their health and for their futures.
And I think at the end of the day, our common goal is to care for them and make sure that they can get back out there and get back into campus and finish the work that they're here to do.
This is Peyton Walls reporting for UWW TV News.
Thank you, Peyton. Now, what do you guys think about just UW Whitewater having this opportunity for students to get free health care and stuff like that?
I think it's amazing. I mean, they offer so many services. Not just health, but counseling. And I think it really does make a difference in students' life, students' health. It's a game changer.
Yeah, I think that college, especially your freshman year, right, you're coming from living with your parents and they kind of have that stuff figured out for you a lot of the time. And I know that when I started here at UW Whitewater, I actually had a medical emergency happen on the first day of classes. And, obviously I don't have a doctor here, so I needed to go them, and they were there for me when I needed them. And I've also used their counseling services, so definitely recommend. We have a great show for you all today. Coming up next is another edition of For the Health of It, and we'll welcome a UWW TV sports producer into the studio. We'll be back with more on Wake Up Whitewater right after this. Stay with us.
The Children's Center on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, where children learn through play. At the Children's Center, learning comes alive through curiosity and play. The Children's Center, where we are cultivating curiosity and fostering futures. Contact us for a tour or enroll today.
The UW Whitewater Bookstore is your one-stop shop for apparel, textbooks, and technology. Stop in for a wide selection of gifts from our alumni, family, and name brand sections. Need to purchase or rent a textbook? Head downstairs to Textbook Services. Check out our new custom shop and create personalized apparel for your organization. Need a charger, laptop, or headphones? Our new technology section has everything you might need. For more information and bookstore hours, visit uwwhitewaterbookstore.com.
This is for the health of it. I'm Nora Hooper. Today, we're talking about something that affects everyone on campus, but doesn't always get talked about openly: sexual health.
Sexual health is a compilation of physical health, emotional, mental, relational, spiritual. I think a lot of times people think about the physical, absence or presence of a disease, but really it's how are you able to communicate with your partners on your sexual needs? Do you know what you want? Do you feel comfortable consenting or declining? You know, what sorts of things do you want or don't you want? So it's kind of the whole gamut of things.
Sexual health isn't just about preventing infections. It's about overall wellness, informed choices, consent, communication, and access to care.
And I feel like a lot of times people think about that, again, that sexual piece, but people are sometimes afraid to let partners know what they want. Maybe ask a partner to put on a condom. It's embarrassing. It's, you know, like, hey, I don't like that, stop that. And it's always easier to think about saying those things than it actually is. So really thinking about how all of those things make up your sexual well-being and normalizing it. You know, normalizing that all those things are important and encouraging people to talk about them.
Understanding protection, testing, and consent helps you make informed decisions and take control of your health. And because many infections don't show symptoms, regular check-ins matter, even if you feel fine.
Just because somebody doesn't have any symptoms, if they haven't been tested, there's not really a way to know. A lot of the STIs that we see, we're able to give medication, take care of. It doesn't mean you're dirty, unclean, anything like that. It happens, but there are often, you know, easy ways for us to help infection to clear, but if not cleared, they can lead to complications. So really talking to people, the testing is pretty easy and painless, both for, you know, really for anybody. So encouraging people, no cost, pretty simple, but a way to really know what's going on with your body.
On campus, there are many resources available at the UHCS Center in Ambrose to help students stay healthy and educated.
From the physical aspect, we offer STI testing, which is free for most students. In addition to that, we like to provide education. So we try to make it a safe space for students to come and ask questions, giving guidance, providing free condoms. We always have a bin in our office of free condoms. We have Safe Sex Express. We often stock up one of the res halls. They have a vending machine with condoms, so trying to provide that.
If you're looking for easy, judgment-free access to protection, our campus makes it simple. Through the Safe Sex Express program, students can order free condoms and lube for discreet dorm delivery, or pick them up at the health center.
So we have a Safe Sex Express program here at University Health and Counseling Services. It is where students can receive free sexual health products. So condoms, lubricant, dental or oral dams. They can request up to 15 free items per month. And those items can be delivered discreetly to them. So they can either come into UHCS and pick up that package, or we can deliver it discreetly to their residence hall or their dorm room. So we do have a request form online, so you can visit our webpage and fill out that request form.
Taking care of your sexual health is a part of taking care of yourself. Stay informed, get tested regularly, use protection, and don't hesitate to take advantage of the resources available to you on campus. Let's make a healthier world, just for the health of it. I'm Nora Hooper.
UWW-TV has been an important part of the campus and community since 1980.
Welcome to Roomies!
My name is Colin Reynolds, and I'm the producer of the Sports Update.
And I'm Chase Keller, and I am the host of the Sports Update. The Sports Update it's kind of exactly what it sounds like. It's just updating viewers on Warhawk sports over the last week. We talk about pretty much every sport that has gone on over the last week, and then we'll preview things that are happening in the next week. Even if a sport didn't play the previous week, we'll still discuss them, and we'll bring up that they are in action the upcoming week. So we just go over just what is happening in UW Whitewater sports.
5 members of the UW Whitewater wrestling team represented the program at the NCAA Division III Championship on Friday and Saturday. Senior Dominic Mallender paced the Warhawks, finishing as the national runner-up in the 149-pound weight class. He finishes his career as a 3-time All-American.
I really wanted to work on the Sports Update just because I really am passionate about sports media. I'm involved in so many other media opportunities here at Whitewater revolving around sports, but mostly it's been in front of the camera. So when I got the opportunity to get some behind the camera experience and produce a show like the Sports Update, I was all over it, and it's been a lot of fun.
I'm also very passionate about sports, but I also really just want to get involved in all facets of student media at UW Whitewater, whether that be writing for the Royal Purple or doing broadcast media for 91.7 The Edge. Being with the Sports Update now gives me the opportunity to be in front of a camera and to just talk about sports and talk about what I love.
I think my favorite part about producing is honestly like when you finish it, not because you're done with it, but because just the satisfaction you get of knowing all the hard work. You know, you get up, you're here at 8 a.m. to film, you set up the teleprompter, all the lights, like I said before, you film, you go, you edit, you make all your graphics, you put everything together. It's a bit of a longer process to really put everything together. So when you're at the end, all the captions are done, and you watch it through and you see what you just put together, and you realize that you have a good product that's gonna air on TV. It's just that kind of satisfaction you get from it is just really, really good. And I think that's probably my favorite part.
I would say my favorite part about hosting is really the people that I do it with. It's nice to be surrounded by people who I'm not just associated with the TV station, also associated with outside, and we're all friends and we hang out outside of student media. And it's nice to be able to do it with those people because I feel more comfortable hosting, and if I end up messing up in some way or if I need any feedback, it's nice to have people that I'm friends with to give me that feedback and to help me out there. And writing my own scripts is also a lot of fun because I'm very passionate about writing, and I've loved writing about sports for 5+ years now, and just being able to do that every week has been fun too. So really the best part is just it's doing it with the people I love and doing it with my great friends.
Welcome back to Wake Up Whitewater. I'm Kayla C. The UWW-TV Sports Update keeps you informed on all the latest athletic news surrounding UW Whitewater's sports teams. Joining us now is Colin Reynolds, producer of the UWW-TV Sports Update. Welcome, Colin. Thank you for coming in to talk to us. So if you want to, briefly explain what the Sports Update is and what you do there.
Yeah, so the Sports Update is a show here on UWW-TV where our host Chase Keller reads the teleprompter and rattles off facts about what happened in the last week for Whitewater sports. As the name says, it's just a sports update for Whitewater. So whatever sports teams, whether it's baseball, track and field, golf, softball played in that last week, he reads off their results and keeps the people updated on Warhawk sports.
So previously, you have been a talent here and you've been on camera, and this is kind of your first experience producing a show and really behind the camera. How is that different?
It's definitely a unique challenge, and I will say it's made me understand my former producers for my shows a lot more. Being a producer, because when I was the talent and I was sitting in the studio waiting for things to get started, I'm thinking, oh, it's taking so long or whatever. And then afterwards, after you're done filming as the talent, you just get to leave. And that's the job for you. And then you're the one on TV and you're like, oh, you kind of feel like this is your show in a sense. But then as the producer, you don't realize that there's so much that goes into it when it comes to pre-production, production, and post-production. All three of these stages, where the talent's only involved in the actual production part, you have to write scripts, set up cameras, get everything ready to go, do the actual recording, and then all the editing, making sure audio levels are right, making sure it looks good, making sure it's edited smoothly. All these things have to happen that you don't really think about when you're the talent, and it's just a lot more that goes into it on the background.
Yeah, no, and I think that, people at home don't really see that. They see the talent and that, we're the people that represent these shows, but, compared to a lot of the behind the scenes, we don't really do nearly as much for sure. Are there any unique challenges with your show that you've ran into or anything that you've overcame or learned by producing the show?
Oh yeah, I've learned so much already. Outside of just kind of some of my classes here at Whitewater, editing and something is something I wasn't too familiar with, especially when it comes to videos or longer form TV shows. So getting the experience doing this every single week, being here at 8 a.m. in the Conover Television Studio, ready to go with Chase Keller, it's kind of giving me those reps that I know I'm going to need out in the real professional world whenever, hopefully, if I get hired by a news station as a reporter or a producer, these are skills that I'm going to need. So just getting the reps in with editing and producing the show every single week is I can just tell that it's getting me prepared for what's next.
So speaking of what's next in the professional world, you are graduating, you are a senior. Is there something that you would prefer to do, or what have you learned that you can take with you in the professional setting?
Oh, there's so much, honestly, and yeah, I'm really excited to graduate. It's been a long time coming, 4 awesome years here at Whitewater, but I'm super passionate about sports. That's why I'm on Sports Update, but just media in general, news as well. I have some experience with that, reporting and now producing as well. So I'm kind of just looking to get my foot in the door somewhere with media, whether it's news or sports, reporting or producing. I just am really passionate about this stuff and love doing it. So I'm looking at a bunch of producing roles, reporting roles, and just trying to start off somewhere that makes sense for me. And whatever role it's in, I'm just happy to be getting started somewhere.
That's so fantastic that you're open to a whole bunch of avenues and that the show has helped you further that career to hopefully get a job that you would really love. Why do you think that people should watch the Sports Update?
Yeah, I think if you're anybody, a student, faculty, teacher, or anybody who's just passionate about Warhawk sports and you don't want to know what's going on, but you don't want to scroll through the entire athletics website looking to see what's happening, the Warhawk Sports Update is perfect for you. I mean, it just tells you quick facts about what happened this last week in the Warhawk sports world and gets you up to date.
Yeah, it's a good resource for people to stay up to date with these sports. That's all the time we have for now. Thank you again for coming to talk to us, Colin. It was great getting your insight on producing our Sports Update. Still ahead on Wake Up Whitewater, I head downtown for a poetry reading at Fat Jack's. But first, let's take a look at your weekend weather update.
What does it mean to be a Warhawk?
It means allowing myself to dream big and think outside the box.
Pushing the limits of what I think is possible.
Seeing ideas through from start to finish.
Collaborating with professors and peers.
And seizing opportunities in the community to put my knowledge to use.
I'm studying abroad,
learning another language,
and listening to the stories of others.
I'm making lifelong friends and fearlessly sharing my gifts with the world.
As a Warhawk, I stay balanced,
take great care of myself,
and get out of my comfort zone.
I refuse to let the past determine my future.
And I'm taking confident steps in the direction of my dreams.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
And other times it couldn't be more exciting.
But I will keep my goals in mind
and never quit.
Because
that's the Warhawk way.
Welcome to the Whitewater Forensics team, where we ignite voices and foster connections. With 3 to 4 hours of practice weekly, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and growth. From energizing warm-ups to passionate storytelling, we build confidence in creativity. Join our close-knit team, conquer public speaking fears, and advocate for your story. With over 100 awards annually, become part of a community where every voice matters.
You can see it. His potential, that is. You see it even when he may not. You see that the things that spark his interest today will in time ignite the things he pursues tomorrow. And ultimately, help him reach new heights. All he needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
This is Inside the Arts on UWW-TV. I'm Grace Caputo. The Department of Music presents Music Mosaics, A Nation in Harmony on Sunday, April 12th at 3 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall. Celebrate 250 years of American spirit through music that reflects our shared heritage and diversity. From beloved classics to bold new works, this patriotic concert honors the voices that have shaped our nation's soundtrack. Join us in saluting America and supporting student success, because a nation in harmony begins with a well-tuned future. Other upcoming ticketed events include Holocaust Remembrance Concert on Tuesday, April 14th at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, UWW Percussion Ensemble on Thursday, April 16th at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Hot Choir, Harmonia, and Concert Choir on Sunday, April 19th at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, University and Community Band on Monday, April 20th at 7:30 p.m. in the Young Performing Arts Center, Jazz Ensemble 2 Spring Concert on Tuesday, April 21st at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Jazz Combo's Spring Concert on Thursday, April 23rd at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall. Free events coming soon include Robert Remus and Nicholas Langen piano on Sunday, April 12th at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Trumpet Studio Recital on Friday, April 17th at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Emma Yeakley Trumpet on Saturday, April 18th at 3 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Carrie Kelly Violin on Saturday, April 18th at 5 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall, Ethan Horton Percussion on Saturday, April 18th at 7:30 p.m. in the Light Recital Hall. Tickets can be purchased in advance and are available in person via phone at 262-472-2222 or online at tickets.uww.edu. The box office is located in the Green Hill Center of the Arts and hours on Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. There is a $2 surcharge for tickets purchased at the event. Department of Music events are free for UW Whitewater students. Log into the Ticket Services website with your UWW credentials for your free ticket. I'm Grace Caputo, and this has been Inside the Arts on UWW-TV.
This is your UWW-TV Community Calendar. post your event, contact UWWTV via email uwwtv@uww.edu or by phone 262-472-1332.
Have you heard of UROC?
We're part of Whitewater and our own thing.
Come on, we'll show you.
I learned how to be a college student here, and now I'm headed off to Madison to study global health, and I know I'm ready.
People like me who aren't a fan of big crowds would really like UROC because it's welcoming and it's laid back.
My advisor helped me figure out my schedule, organize my time, fill out my FAFSA, and figure out what classes I liked and how to turn that into a major. And if I had to do it again, I would choose UROC.
You ready to rock?
You belong here.
Welcome to Jitters Coffee House. Located on the first floor of the Wells Towers, Jitters is a student-run coffee lounge and offers a variety of coffee and ice cream-based drinks and is home to many entertaining programs, including live music, gamer trivia nights, and other performances. Coordinate your activity by emailing jitters@uww.edu. Jitters is completely run by volunteers who can earn service hours and even receive a free drink during their shift. Stop in tonight at Jitters Coffee House, where fun events and community come together.
A local bar turns into a space for powerful voices and personal stories. We head to Fat Jack's where poets are stepping up to the mic. Kayla C. has more on the story.
Here at Fat Jack's, a poetry reading is bringing together both established and emerging writers for the opportunity to share their art.
The Read or Die poetry reading had its third and final event of the spring series with an ever-growing community of writers and listeners.
This last fall, in trying to find kind of an outlet or a community for poetry, I stumbled into Madison Monsters of Poetry. There was a specific one that I went to that just kind of knocked my socks off, and I thought, why can't we have this in Whitewater?
What started as a humble idea has quickly become a space for connection in a small college town.
Where there isn't a lot of population, there are always still people who are thinking about art, thinking about challenging the world around them. I toured a lot of small towns for 2 years. They were not only the best series, you could tell that they were the best because they were a vital space. It was the only place where they were able to express themselves freely and not have any hang-ups or any censorship. It's really important that we keep these spaces, especially in small towns.
Poets say that performing in a bar setting helps build confidence in their voice.
So I'm a firm believer and a follower of slam, and it started in a bar. And the reason why is because they said, well, if you can command the audience in a bar, then you can command an audience anywhere. Like, why not have poems that they can also enjoy in the bar while they're having a beer?
For many, events like this create opportunities to share their work.
You know, poetry is like the most intimate kernel of our being, and so being in spaces where you can kind of share that with one another, a time where we're so isolated, and I think it's very important and radical.
While this was the final event of the spring series, organizers say it will return in fall of 2026.
There's so many different kinds of places that a person can be from or a person can be writing in. Of course, maybe not everyone came to hear poetry, but they all ended up hearing it, and I think that it's just exciting to be able to see poetry in the world, and I'm so happy to know that there are, new opportunities, new things popping up all over the place.
Reporting from downtown Whitewater for UWW-TV, I'm Kayla C.
That looked like an amazing time. I will have to check that out sometime. It looks like a great environment.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was a really great time. Poetry is my favorite, and I love poetry. I'm an English major, and it was really interesting to see a poetry reading and an intimate, connection and celebration of art happening in a place like a bar. And it was really great of Fat Jack's to open their space for that. And I did step up to the mic and tell 3 of my poems during the open mic section, and it was really, really nerve-wracking, but exciting. It's something that I haven't done before, and poetry really is different when you are saying it, and it's different than just writing and reading it. So I definitely recommend it for new poets like myself. Coming up next is a very special studio interview with representatives from Gray Media. We'll be back with more on Wake Up Whitewater right after this.
Have you heard of UROC?
We're part of Whitewater and our own thing.
Come on, we'll show you.
I learned how to be a college student here, and now I'm headed off to Madison to study global health, and I know I'm ready.
People like me who aren't a fan of big crowds would really like UROC because it's welcoming and it's laid back.
My advisor helped me figure out my schedule, organize my time, fill out my FAFSA, and figure out what classes I liked and how to turn that into a major. And if I had to do it again, I would choose UROC.
You ready to rock?
You belong here.
Welcome to Jitters Coffee House. Located on the first floor of the Wells Towers, Jitters is a student-run coffee lounge and offers a variety of coffee and ice cream-based drinks and is home to many entertaining programs, including live music, gamer trivia nights, and other performances. Coordinate your activity by emailing jitters@uww.edu. Jitters is completely run by volunteers who can earn service hours and even receive a free drink during their shift. Stop in tonight at Jitters Coffee House, where fun events and community come together.
Welcome back to Wake Up Whitewater. We are joined in the studio today by Bridget Fargen, Nicole Karras, and Jacob Wilson from Gray Media. What brings you here today?
So I'd heard about this. As a recruiter, I visit college campuses all over the country, and I had heard from some of my colleagues at our Wisconsin stations that you all had a wonderful program here, and you got to get here and meet these students. And so I'd been in contact with Jim Mead from your department about when's the best time to come and meet your students. This was the time that we decided to come, and I wanted to bring the Wisconsin news directors with me because anytime we can make a great connection between a quality program with great students and one of our local TV stations, to me that's a magical thing.
Yeah, what exactly is the benefit for Gray Media to talk to the students?
We want to make connections with students who are from all around the country, but being as if though Jacob and myself work here in Wisconsin, it's always important to hire people who are from Wisconsin, who know the state, have a background, have an understanding, and a knowledge base of things that have happened or how our court system or our government works. And so it's important to meet people who are in our viewing area. And so we wanted to be here, talk with students today about who are excited and want to go into journalism, and they have questions for us, and we can tell them, share real world practical practical applications of how you're learning and what you're learning here in school through your UW Whitewater TV, and how those skills can be applied to broadcast journalism and working at a television station.
Right. Speaking of students, you guys met a lot today. Are there any first impressions of our student base and maybe the program here?
Anybody you would hire, Jacob?
Well, I think I've met several solid candidates today. Big thing for me right now in Wausau, we're looking for news producers, and I know there's a lot of that going on here, folks that are producing original content. So making sure that folks have those chops down, huge for me. And I've seen several candidates, like programs like this. You guys are writing your own stuff. That's big. So it's a good start.
Yeah, definitely can be challenging for sure. So what recommendations do you have for students who are looking for internships, who are looking for jobs post-grad, that maybe weren't able to attend the event today?
I would say to do a little bit of research and start thinking about building your network. One of the big reasons why we're here is so we can help students expand their network to those of us in gray media and those of us in leadership roles, so we can then help you build those connections, and those become so valuable in the job search process that work you put in now will come back to you when you're looking for those jobs. And then do a little bit of research about stations you're interested in, markets you're interested in, companies you may want to work for, stations in particular. Doing a little bit of that research shows not only me, but also our news directors that you genuinely care about the job you're applying for, the internship you're interested in, and that you're going to bring that enthusiasm to the newsroom with you.
And I would add, don't get discouraged if you don't get an internship right away, or if you missed the opportunity to apply. We, being the news director in Madison, we offer internships year round. So if you don't get summer, can you make fall work? When I know it's a little bit of a commute to Madison to Whitewater, but can you make fall? Could you make spring? Be creative. Do you have aunts or uncles or grandparents or friends who may live in a different market where there is a gray station, and you can say, hey, can I stay with you for 10 to 12 weeks over the summer? Maybe not during the school year, that won't happen, but over the summer especially, and then you can maybe work in Jacobs Market in Wausau, or maybe Green Bay is an option, or Rockford, or Eau Claire, or somewhere in Minnesota. The great thing about gray is that all the news directors know each other, and we all kind of have each other's back. So if we don't have an opportunity, in fact, I just got an email from somebody that, hey, I met this person. I don't have an opportunity for them, but do you? You should really talk with them. Nicole does that from a recruiting side, but the news directors all know each other, and so we try and help each other out.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys are very connected there. We were talking about in the Q&A, kind of the expectations for an entry-level position. Is there anything else that you can share about that for people who are looking for that first job out of college?
I would say to really find a community that resonates with you too, especially if you're taking a chance on going somewhere that you're not familiar with. I mean, we all have relocated to different communities at different points in our life, and I think you have to really think about you're part of the community. You're not talking at them, you're talking with them. You want to bring them into the conversation when you report in that market. And so just looking for ways to make sure you're part of that community and not just from a pedestal looking down on it.
Really great advice, you guys. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you guys have safe travels because you are traveling far, a lot of you. And up next on Wake Up Whitewater is our sports update.
We'd love to show you what it's like to be a Warhawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a Warhawk.
At UW Whitewater.
You belong here!
Welcome to the show. Josh, let's take a look at some highlights from this last game here. What a performance by the UWW-TV staff in this one.
Absolutely. Look at this clip. Bree is going to signal for Ryan to cut to camera 2, but instead Ryan's going to cut to 3, and that's where things might take a turn. But hold on a second here. Just when you think it's over, Bree makes the split-second decision and reaches over Ryan to cut to camera 2 herself.
And the truck goes wild. Once again, the UWW-TV staff delivers.
We can see it. His relentless determination. A fiery tenacity that can't be taught. We see that what he's passionate about today will steer him toward what he studies tomorrow and ultimately fuel his future career. And all he needs now is to find the right college. Welcome to the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
I'm Chase Keller, and this is your UWW-TV Sports Update. The UW Whitewater baseball team extended their winning streak to 19 games with 6 combined wins over UW La Crosse, UW Oshkosh, and UW Eau Claire. They outscored the opponents 51-25 in the 6-game stretch. Sophomore utility player Evan Olson led the team offensively, going 10 for 21 with 3 walks, 6 runs batted in, and a 2-home run game against UW Eau Claire. They continue their 10-game road trip against UW Platteville in a 4-game series this Saturday and Sunday. UW Whitewater announced that head gymnastics coach Jennifer Reagan will not return for the 2027 season. During Reagan's time as head coach, she led the Warhawks to 5 national championships and 13 top 3 finishes, 15 individual national champions, and over 150 combined All-American honors. Assistant coach Chloe Edrin will take over as interim head coach starting May 23rd. She has been an assistant coach since 2020 and was a former Warhawk gymnast who won 3 team national championships and was a 2-time individual All-American. And we'll have more sports on UWW-TV right after this.
Welcome to the show. Josh, let's take a look at some highlights from this last game here. What a performance by the UWW-TV staff in this one.
Absolutely. Look at this clip. Bree is going to signal for Ryan to cut to camera 2, but instead Ryan's going to cut to 3, and that's where things might take a turn. But hold on a second here. Just when you think it's over, Bree makes the split-second decision and reaches over Ryan to cut to camera 2 herself.
And the truck goes wild. Once again, the UWW-TV staff delivers.
Softball split all 3 of their doubleheaders this past week, going 1-1 against Augustana College, the University of Chicago, and La Crosse. Junior pitcher Josie Hammond appeared in 4 games, including throwing complete games in the wins over Chicago and La Crosse. They play 2 home doubleheaders this week, hosting Oshkosh on Wednesday and UW Stout on Saturday. All 4 games will be broadcast live on UWW-TV. Men's and women's track and field competed in the UW Platteville Invitational this past Friday and Saturday. On the men's side, freshman Jervon Anderson won the high jump event with a 1.98 meter jump, the second best jump in the WIAC this season. On the women's side, senior Miranda McNally won the first heat of the 5,000 meter run with a time of 18 minutes and 52.41 seconds. Both teams head to La Crosse this Friday and Saturday to compete in the Phil Eston Challenge. Finally, women's golf sent 2 teams to the Kathy Niepagin Spring Fling on Saturday and Sunday, where they placed 13th and 15th in a 21-team field. Peyton Schmidt and Abby Reiser both placed inside the top 35 golfers with 2-day totals of 160 and 161 respectively. They host the UWW Spring Invite this upcoming Friday and Saturday, playing at Riverside Golf Course in Janesville. For more sports news and other updates, tune in to UWWTV.org. I'm Chase Keller, and this has been your sports update on UWW-TV.
Well, it looks like that is all the time we have for today. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Wake Up Whitewater. We'll see you next week with more news, sports, and entertainment. Make sure you stay tuned to UWW TV.